Hello everyone and welcome back to Play for Fun. Today and in this episode we're continuing our Road to 1 Million series on Eldoria. You won't believe how much more bustling the city has become since our last episode. I just let it run on its own for about 20 hours, and the surge in population is absolutely incredible. But before we get started, I have to say, I've really pushed my hardware to the limit, and my CPU is absolutely under pressure. So if you notice any lag, slowdowns, or stuttering in the video, I'm sorry about that. I'm in the process of upgrading my setup. Now, let's dive in and see what amazing surprises Eldoria has in store for us. And yes, just take a look at this. We've pulled together an insanely massive budget, and on top of that, our city's population has exploded. But as you can see from these notifications, everything isn't running smoothly. One thing that really stands out is the chorus of traffic jam complaints coming from every corner of the city. And let me tell you, the main culprit here is our public transit system, which now just can't keep up with this booming population. I had planned to upgrade it in the previous episodes, but it ended up being postponed until now. There's no more excuses, it's time to act. But let me tell you something. Before we dive in, there's one thing that's been really bugging me. This section right here. This industrial area design has no potential for improvement. It needs a complete overhaul for a fresh and better approach. So before anything else, I'm going to give this area a complete overhaul. I want to redesign it in a way that not only blends perfectly with our city but also stands out on its own. My goal is to organize all the different sections neatly and systematically because what we've got right now is just not acceptable. I need to fix this spot so I can fully concentrate on fine-tuning the city's public transportation system. Alright guys. So you've seen the whole process. What do you think? Does it look good to you? Let me know your thoughts. This entire process of demolishing and rebuilding the industrial sector has definitely dealt a heavy blow to the economy, and some citizens even decided to leave the city. As a result, our population has dropped below 500,000. But hey, no worries, they'll regret it soon enough. Eldoria is about to flourish more than ever in the near future. The industrial area is now equipped with 2 cargo train terminals, making it so much easier to trade both the city's essential supplies and our exports with the outside world. Plus, the waste management and recycling services have found a stronger, and, in my opinion, much more visually appealing home in this corner of the city. Don't you think it turned out great? I've also designated a large area for industrial zoning in the city, which includes plenty of green spaces to ensure employees and workers can enjoy a better environment. Additionally, I've created a dedicated spot for unique buildings and major factories in the industrial zone. 2 new buildings for the industrial sector have recently been unlocked as well, but I'm saving them for future use. All this has come together with a fresh design, plenty of greenery, and intricate details. I must admit, redesigning this area took longer than I initially expected. I tried out several different concepts, and none quite hit the mark until I settled on this one. I'm genuinely excited about it because it not only fits perfectly with the city but also has a unique character of its own. I'd love to hear what you think about it. If I dive into the details of this farmland and agri-zone, here's the scoop. What looks like fruit orchards are actually set up as a forestry zone with lumber workshops. I handpicked a variety of trees, arranged them to fill the entire area, and once I was done, I dedicated the whole space to forestry. This setup not only adds a beautiful burst of greenery, but is also incredibly functional and in real use. And I'm super excited about fruit orchards. I'd love to see them added to the game soon. All the farmlands you see here are set up for livestock farming, since there weren't enough fertile soils or the vital resources in this area. And in fact, the fertile lands are located higher up in the industrial satellites. The only option that didn't rely on fertile soil and still offered a profit for the city was to go with livestock. So, that's exactly what I did. And those mines and oil wells that used to be here? I just couldn't find a way to fit them into my design. They were seriously messing up the flow. Every time I tried to use them, the output just wasn't satisfying, so for now, I've gotten rid of them. Maybe I'll reintroduce them in another part of the map later, but for now, this is the final layout for this section of the city. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. You know I enjoy responding to every single one of them. And maybe you'll think I've gone overboard with trees? But you know me, I simply can't help myself when it comes to greenery. I absolutely love going all out with trees. For me, more green space in the city is always a win, even if it's more than what you'd see in real life. I tried out this dense, neatly lined tree layout for the first time, and honestly, I'm really liking the look. I wouldn't be surprised if I carried this style throughout the entire city and across various design sections in the future. And one thing I can't forget to mention is this massive intersection right in the heart of the area. It offers complete access to the highways, as well as to the industrial and agricultural zones. This highway connects directly to the main highway, and thanks to these roundabouts, I've ensured that you can easily reach every direction. Moreover, the highway leads out of the city, along with additional roads that provide extra routes to the outskirts beyond just the freeway. I've taken every measure possible to keep heavy traffic at bay in this area for the future. And there's still plenty of open space in this section, perfect for future development as the city's needs evolve. And guess what's next? Yes, after all this time, it's finally time to build the stronger public transportation system I promised for Eldoria. To start, I'm introducing the tram system to the city. Since the entire inner city is already covered by the bus system, what's needed now is a network to connect the outer parts of the city and link everything together. To me, the tram system is the perfect solution for this. To kick off the project, starting with 2 tram depots should be more than enough to meet the city's needs. Next comes laying down the tram rails, building the stations, and setting up the required lines. I'm planning to create 2 lines, one for each direction. One key priority for me is ensuring that the city's central train station falls within the tram network's coverage area. This will be the focus of the next steps as I move forward. And finally, the tram system is up. For now, this setup is just perfect. 2 lines covering the outer layer of the residential zone, seamlessly connecting the entire area. It's fantastic to see how it's turned out. With the tram system in place, the usage of certain bus lines will likely drop significantly. This means those underused or unused lines can eventually be deactivated or removed entirely. It's a great step towards streamlining Eldoria's transportation network. And the next step, which will further reduce reliance on buses, is introducing the metro system. This will be the core of Eldoria's internal public transportation network, streamlined, efficient, and perfectly suited for the city's growing needs. Exciting times ahead. Here are the two subway yards, with their surroundings partially designed and landscaped with greenery. Moving forward, I'll focus on constructing stations and laying down underground tracks between them to establish several metro lines. This way, different parts of the city will be seamlessly connected. And that's it for metro lines. Eldoria now officially boasts a complete public transportation system that its residents are sure to enjoy. Here's what the network looks like so far: 18 bus lines, which may see some deactivations as the new system becomes fully operational, 6 train lines connecting the city to the outskirts, 2 tram lines encircling the residential zone, linking bus routes and the central train station with the entire city. The metro network now boasts 3 comprehensive lines that cover the entire city. The first line begins at the heart of the industrial and agricultural zone, continues through this part, reaches the central train station, then extends to the upper area of the city, and finally concludes at the lower section of the administrative district. It's the longest metro line in Eldoria and a true backbone of the city's transit system. The second line is the shortest of them all. It stretches out from the center of the city, starting here in this suburb, passes through the central train station, and then concludes at this far end of the city. Short but effective. And finally, the third line. This one intersects with both previous lines, featuring shared stations along the way. It starts from the upper section of the agricultural area, passes through the central train station where it overlaps with Line 1, then makes its way to the southern part of the city. Ultimately, it connects with Line 2 at a shared station in this area. The integration of all 3 lines truly ties the entire metro system together. The system feels robust and ready. My next step is to let the city run with this finalized transportation network for a while. This will allow the new industrial buildings to level up, residents to embrace the fresh transit options, and the economy to bounce back from the impact of relocating the industrial zone. Of course, I won't just sit idle during this time. I've got plenty of fine-tuning and smaller tasks lined up, which I'll share when I return. Let's see how it all unfolds. Alright, guys, 2 major tasks checked off the list. First up, the redesign of the industrial area, which I think is now way more functional than before. And honestly, the new design is just on a completely different level compared to what it was. And this industrial agricultural area still has so much untapped potential. In the next episode, we can expand it further or add a ton of things the city still needs. This was just the beginning, a truly epic starting point for this part of Eldoria. The next big step was definitely upgrading the public transport system. It was something the city truly needed. I'm confident that if I let the city run for a few hours, all the traffic issues will sort themselves out. However, since the game has slowed down a lot at this point, it'll take a bit of time. I'll make sure to show you the results at the start of the next episode. Alongside those 2 major steps, I've also worked a lot on improving the details in the busier areas of the city. Adding underpasses, pedestrian bridges, and tweaking the overall design, detailing, and tree planting efforts have made a big difference. Honestly, no matter how much time I spend on it, it always feels like there's more to do. For example, detailing the central train station area alone took about 4 hours. I'll keep improving the key parts of the city bit by bit, making them more polished over time. I really enjoyed working on this part and adding educational buildings like schools, colleges, and sports fields. Honestly, I'm considering dedicating this entire section of the city to educational facilities. This might finally solve the issue of lacking these services, and I could even relocate the temporary cluster of schools I built in the corner of the city to this area. It would make things both more functional and visually appealing. For now, though, it's just a temporary solution. For the next episode, I'm planning to work on the area around the lake. I'm thinking of building a large recreational park surrounded by residential buildings. We're almost halfway to reaching a population of 1 million, but there's still a lot of work to do and plenty more housing to construct. Eldoria may still have its imperfections, but right now it's in its best and most refined state yet, and it's only going to keep moving forward on this incredible journey of growth. Let's see how it all unfolds. I'll wrap up this episode here. Thank you so much for watching and for all your support. It truly means the world to me. Your comments and likes are incredibly valuable and appreciated. Until the next episode, where we'll continue the journey toward 1 million, happy building.